All
All
right.
right.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
So
So
excited
excited
about
about
the guest
the
that we
guest
have
that we have
tonight.
tonight.
So,
So,
I am
I am
Brenda
Brenda
Williams,
Williams,
a
a
visionary
visionary
empath
empath
coach,
coach,
and I'm
and I'm
so
so
excited to
excited to
be
be
here
here
with
with
Tara
Tara
Kristoff,
Kristoff,
Dr.
Dr.
Tara
Tara
Kristoff,
Kristoff,
who's the
who's the
founder of
founder
Women
of
on
Women on
Purpose.
Purpose.
And
And
it's
it's
quite
quite
the
the
evolution.
evolution.
What
What
seemed
seemed
to
to
have
have
started
started
as
as
a group
a
sister
group
mind
sister mind
has
has
evolved
evolved
to
to
this
this
highly
highly
immersive,
immersive,
um,
um,
deeply
deeply
connected,
connected,
soulful,
soulful
one
one
day
day
summit
summit
for
for
female
female
identified
identified
entrepreneurs.
entrepreneurs.
And
And
this is
this
the
is the
brainchild
brainchild
of
of
transformational
transformational
coach,
coach,
leader,
leader,
facilitator,
facilitator,
culture
culture
shifter and
shifter and
maker,
maker,
Dr. Tara
Dr. Tara
Kristoff.
Kristoff.
So without
So
further
without further
ado,
ado,
we'll just
we'll
jump
just
right
jump
into
right
it.
into it.
So
Awesome. I'm so happy to be here with you, Brenda. I adore you.
happy to be
Happy to
here.
be here.
Same. So,
So,
I mean,
I mean,
in our
in our
online
online
space,
space,
we're
we're
seeing
seeing
summits
summits
kind of
kind of
crop up
crop up
left and right.
left and right.
There's so
There's so
many
many
kind of
kind of
callings of
callings of
experts,
experts,
and
and
just being
being
honest,
honest.
so many of
So many of
them
them
male
male
identified,
identified,
whitewashed,
whitewashed,
a lot of
a lot of
spiritual
spiritual
bypassing,
bypassing,
Yep.
and
and
you have
you have
created
created
this one
this one
day
day
event
event
that feels
that
very
feels very
transformative.
transformative.
What was
What
your
was your
thought
thought
process
process
behind
behind
creating
creating
this
this
summit
summit
versus maybe
versus
some of
maybe
your
some of
other
your other
summits?
summits?
Yeah, well, as you know, I grew my business through virtual summits, but it became clear that for all the reasons you mentioned, it's time to reinvent that model because, so many of them are just giving information but not transformation. They often are filled with white women speakers, and there's just a lot of critique in the industry of it just being about building your list. So I, in a meditation, got really clear that I wanted to create a live event because I know the kind of transformation that is powerful when you gather visionary women and you have thought leadership panels, on topics like social impact, feminine model of business, aligned wealth. And when you have speakers who are delivering live workshops and there's embodied movement as part of it. So I just really wanted to step outside the model of a summit and create a one day live transformational experience, really, where women can, leave with what I'm calling a femifesto at the end. They're going to come up with like what their commitment is around growing their business that's really based on their values and their passions and doing it in a feminine way. And I think that's a big piece of the picture too, is like a summit, it's kind of a very masculine model, when you really think about it. And, it's a lot going on behind the scenes, a lot of information. But the feminine way, I think, is really about collaboration and sisterhood. And so that was an important part of this event, too. I'll just say this and then pause for your question. But I wanted to have an element of heart centered networking. So I brought in my friend for 15 years, Jessica Hadari, who is just so brilliant at that, because I want the women to really get to know each other and see how they could support each other and do it from a place that feels genuine and authentic. And you can't get any of that in a virtual summit. You can't get that kind of heart-centered connection and, questions in the moment, that sort of thing.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And
And
Jessica
Jessica
Dari
Dari
is
is
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
And so
And
some
so some
things
things
that I'm hearing
that
that
I'm
are
hearing that are
different
different
than maybe
than maybe
some
some
of the other
the other
summits,
summits,
or maybe
or maybe
that
that
the way it's
the
been
way it's been
done
done
um,
um,
prior,
prior
Mm-hmm.
is that you
is
said
that you
heart
said
start,
heart start,
networking,
networking.
Yeah.
there's
There's
workshops,
workshops
and a
and a
social
social
impact
impact
panel.
panel.
Why
Why
is
is
social
social
impact so
impact so
important?
important?
I mean, why
I
does
mean,
a
why does
business
a business
owner
owner
need to be
need to be
concerned with
concerned
social
with social
impact?
impact?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen through events that seem to just not stop, events that have been really intense to witness. We've just seen, we've lost so many men of color in brutal killings, and there has been, it feels like, a shift in consciousness around especially white women, really starting to unpack and examine their privilege and look at how we can be co-conspirators. I know you like that word. I love that word too. And I just feel like I don't want that energy to dissipate. I think sometimes when, there's an activist cause that's like there right now pulling on your heart, you're like, okay, I'm gonna fund this cause that I care about, or I'm gonna get involved with this group. But I think for many of us as entrepreneurs, we want to impact the world through our business. So this conference will really give us an opportunity to look at what does it look like to really take a stand for a cause that we believe in? What does it look like to have a business that is based in equity and inclusion? And so, I mean, I think, and you're going to be an amazing speaker on that panel. So I think there's really women who have wisdom that we can learn from around how to have an inclusive impact in our business, and really just be in learning mode too, because we all have blind spots and places where we can grow. And I feel like that that transformation is really happening. And I know, like, for myself, I will only work with coaches who I feel like have a clear mission around social impact. If somebody asks me to be on a summit and I just see pictures of white women, I'm going to ask them, like, can you share a little bit more about how this is an inclusive event? Can you share with me how many speakers of color you have? There's questions I need to have answered before I will work with those coaches. And I feel like so many of us are waking up to really wanting to work with people who share our values. And, so if you have a business right now, it's the time to be really out there with your values, with your commitments. You might lose some clients. I think that that's totally fine. You want to polarize in that way so that you're attracting people to your community who actually feel aligned. Like, I know I had some, Trump stuff that, I had a bunch of people unsubscribed, like a couple hundred unsubscribed with one of my posts, but I was like, all right, I'm just going to have to take a stance here, because I think this man is a racist, sexist, misogynist. And if you're on board with this, then I'm not sure it's the best fit for you to be in my community, because it's the very opposite of my values. So, I mean, we all have different ways of doing it, or standing out, and I don't think there's one path at all, but really this workshop is an opportunity for us to look inside of ourselves and see where we can be more inclusive, more impactful, and create a business that's more aligned with our values and our mission.
And,
And
as I'm
as
hearing
I'm
you
hearing you
speak,
speak,
there's some
there's some
things
things
that I heard
that
you
I
not
heard you
say
not say
that we
that
hear
we
so
hear so
much
much
in our
in our
coaching
coaching
space.
space.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
I
you
didn't hear you
say,
say,
um,
um,
I'm going to help
I'm
you
going to
grow
help
your
you grow
list
your list
to
to
5,000
5,000
subscribers
subscribers
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
I'm gonna
I'm
help
gonna help
you
you
make 10K
make
in 10
10K in
seconds.
10 seconds.
It's
Um,
ridiculous, these claims. Yeah.
I
I
yeah,
yeah
yeah.
yeah.
I
I
heard
heard
alignment.
alignment.
I
I
heard
heard
speaking to
speaking
your
to your
values.
values.
I
I
heard
heard
being
being
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
When people
When people
unsubscribe,
unsubscribe,
to you
to you
because
because
you
you
taking
taking
a bold
a bold
stance,
stance,
an
an
intentional
intentional
polarization,
polarization,
because you want
because you
people
want
to
people to
know
know
authentically where you
authentically where you
stand.
stand.
So,
So,
what would you
what would you
say
say
to
to
a female
a female
entrepreneur
entrepreneur
who's on the
who's
fence
on the
about
fence
coming
about
to
coming to
this summit?
this summit?
She's
She's
been
been
to,
to
maybe some other
maybe some other
summits.
summits.
She's on
She's
quite a
on
few
quite a
lists,
few lists,
but she's
but
not
she's
really
not really
sure
sure
if
if
she's really
she's
on the
really on
aligned
the aligned
pathway.
pathway.
Like, she
Like
knows
she
that
knows
there's
that there's
a
a
calling
calling
for her work.
for her
She's
work.
very
She's
sure
very
about
sure
that.
about that.
But what the
But
next
what the
steps
next
are,
steps are,
or
or
who should
who
she be
should she be
aligning with?
aligning with?
What would you
What
say to
would you say
her?
to her?
Yeah, well, first of all, I even want to throw out the word summit because it's a conference bordering on a retreat. Like it's an experience. So, I think this event is really for a coach, healer, transformational leader who wants to grow their income and their impact, but do it in a way that is aligned with their values and what really matters in their business, and also doing it most importantly in a feminine way that's aligned with their natural rhythms. So I would say this is an event to consider if it's for you. It's also completely free, and I really wanted to step outside the summit model there. I knew I would have less people sign up because it's a live event versus, whatever. But I was like cool with that because it's about quality. We have like 500 women signed up right now, and they're amazing women. So I think this is also for you if you are somebody who doesn't want to lone wolf it anymore, who believes that sisterhood is important in your business, and who is open to learning and growing and looking at how you can create a more inclusive and impactful business that really lights you up. And I'll be sharing too my approach, which is really uh, rooted in the seasons. I have a feminine business framework that I'll be sharing that I think is really helpful for women to know like what season they're in so that they can grow their business in a way that is actually aligned with who they are and step outside of the culture that's always like we should be in summer, we should be growing, we should be doing more. And I think that's just patriarchy and capitalism, and we need to deconstruct that because sometimes we are wintering. Sometimes we need to be in an internal space where we're really resourcing ourselves and filling our cup with self-care, and we might not have a glimpse of the vision that's next, and it's not going to come unless we give ourselves the space for our emotional process and our self-care. And I think that's something that this whole industry like doesn't speak about, and it's actually a really important part of being a successful entrepreneur is aligning your business with these rhythms. Don't launch in winter if you feel like that's your time to be totally inward and resourcing yourself and visioning for the year. You got to find that all my clients have had the most success. They with their launches they connect to their rhythms and the times that are really the best for them to be putting their work out in the world and sharing it. I'd like to throw out the word launch too. I help people with that, but it's like we gotta do this differently because the hustle model, it's like we're also over it. Women are not designed to hustle. It gives us adrenal fatigue, sickness. The quality of our relationships is impacted because we're not showing up fully. So, yeah, I really want to support women who want to step out of the whole hustle paradigm and into the flow paradigm.
Mm,
Mm,
so
so
beautiful.
beautiful.
And
And
speaking of
speaking of
flow,
flow,
Yes.
who are
who
some
are
of
some of
your
your
guest
guest
speakers that
speakers
you've
that you've
and
and
presenters
presenters
that you've
that
invited
you've
to flow
invited to
with you?
flow with you?
Yes, well, absolutely you. We're going to be hearing Berhenda's poetry, which is always such a treat, and her wisdom on social impact from that place of inclusivity that you always come from, that I so value about you. My former client Khadija Yansani is going to be there, and she has a workshop on client creation that is going to be really powerful. Jennifer Covington has a workshop on authentic marketing. I'm super excited about that. My coach right now, Joanna Lindenbaum, she has an incredible workshop that's for people who really want to go deeper in their transformation with clients, and just have the kind of breakthroughs with their clients that leads you to get known, not just because of your marketing strategies, but because you're an incredible leader in your industry and your clients are getting amazing results. So she has a juicy workshop that is planned for us. And then we're going to go, into the feminine on the panel. I'm super excited. My friend Elaine, who I actually did a priestess program with her in 2011, she has, an incredible community, I think of like 80,000 women, and she really approaches her business from a feminine framework that is so inspiring and empowering. So there's just like I don't know, like I'm lit up about all the speakers. Koryanka is another woman I have. She's indigenous. She's going to be leading an abundance blessing before we start that panel, and I'm super excited about her and also her kind of more indigenous perspective on prosperity. She has some incredible wisdom to share, and I've had some really beautiful conversations with her in preparation for this event. And I guess another one is Lisa Peterson. She wrote a book called The Mindful Millionaire, and she is deeply spiritual and really, works with the chakras as part of how she supports women to transform from scarcity money beliefs to really stepping to more empowering beliefs. And I think there's a lot of women out there who want to step into being a millionaire. So she's an amazing embodied spiritual model of that, good friend of mine. So I was very discerning with who I invited to the event because I really wanted to have a particular energetic to it all, and to invite people who really walk the talk in their work. Brigitte and Eva will be on the panel with you. They're both absolutely amazing, and yeah, I mean, I'm so excited about everybody, as you could tell. They're all a force of nature, amazing speakers, and they come from, more of a humble, like, place of wisdom. I didn't want anybody who's like there and they're just like a talking head, because we're all learning from each other in this event. So I'm really excited to learn from everybody that's there. I've been doing this for 20 years and I'm learning every day.
Mm,
Mm,
wow. So
wow.
you've been
Been
doing
doing
this
this
for
for
20
20
years.
years.
You're learning
And
and
you're
you're
still
still
learning.
learning.
Yes, and I love being a lifelong learner. So it makes everything so much more interesting, and it makes having a business so much more dynamic because it's always evolving as I'm learning and growing and evolving.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So
So
before we
before we
start,
start, when
when
is
is
the
the we don't
you don't
want to call
want
it
to
a
call it a
The conference?
tell
tell
You're cutting out a little, Berhenda.
yeah,
yeah,
when
when
The event is on June 28th, Monday. It's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific. And I designed it so you don't have to attend it all. I know that people have time zone issues, and if you can't make it, I am going to get you the recordings so you will have a couple days to, watch them if you can't make it live or you need to miss parts of it. So I really just wanted it to be super easy for people, to say yes to this event. I'm so excited about the transformation that is possible for you around, creating a feminine business that is really rooted in aligned wealth and social impact. So I hope you can join us. Ideally, if you could be there the whole day, that'd be amazing. But even if you can attend part of it, I guarantee you're going to have some big ahas and transformative moments, and maybe meet, some new amazing women that you'll want to have tea dates with after this.
Well, thank you so much for putting putting this conference together and summoning all these amazing, brilliant, talented experts and leaders for this one day to help usher in the transformation that we want to see in the world.
Yeah, thank you for being
Yeah,
part of
absolutely.
it. I love your community, and I am just super excited. I've been putting my heart and soul into the design of this event, and I cannot wait until Monday.
Yeah, well, we can't wait either. So the information is here in the notes section. Put in a comment. This is 100% free. So if you're listening live or you're catching it on the replay, share this video, sign up into Unity. And it's not always what we can get, what we can offer, and your presence. That's a huge offering. So please come be in community and experience transformation. Share your medicine and truth, and invite others to do the same. So thank you so much, Dr. Tara Christoph.
Thank you so much, Brenda. It's been beautiful as always. Love connecting with you, you amazing woman.
Oh, right back to you. So I'll see you on Monday.
Yes.
Super excited. And we hope to see you. So
Yes.
drop us a comment, and we hope on Monday.
Yes.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.